recording. What's good? What's good, people? This is before, here, after, signing in with another video. So today, right here, we're gonna be talking about this is something. Okay, so before I get into it, I wanna mention this. I've been lately traveling between different aspects and modalities in my own beingness. I've been exploring different parts of, I've been exploring different parts of myself, right? And I've been doing different things. I've been doing, in this whole video right here, I'm speaking on the realms of a goddamn Sagittarius, if you know what I'm saying. Bow and arrow, shoot it there, shoot it there, shoot it there, pop, pop, pop. So I'm talking about different like subjects and bringing kind of back home, okay? And I'm gonna be addressing in this video. I'm gonna be addressing how you, in this period of time where everything is happening, in this month of October 2020, okay, 2020 right here, right? So everyone's been talking, like many people I've been hearing has been talking about 2020 vision. So what is 2020 vision? 2020 vision is basically saying like the predictions of like 2020 is for most people to actually awaken in this year to see things clearly, okay? Now, if we look around us, everything is getting spiritual in America, at least in America, right? Everything's getting spiritual all of a sudden. All these spiritual individuals popping out of nowhere, out of the rut. Like, okay, so everyone's getting spiritual right now. Everyone is really like opening their minds, and I don't really see this as a bad thing, but at the same time, you gotta think like, why is everyone getting all spiritual all of a sudden? What's actually going on? So this is where it really gets interesting, because it's like, okay, Right now, with everything happening with 2020 and all this coronavirus and this Donald Trump, like all this like vaccine stuff coming and this whole mask agenda, so right now is the time to really like explore these different facets of you, okay? You, alright? So you are the one who's going to establish like where the rest of your life is gonna go from this point moving forward. Whether you're 40 years old or you're 10 years old, bro, it really don't matter, right? Your age don't matter, because it's your spiritual age that is relevant. So if you're spiritually behind, right? All right. So if you're spiritually behind, so I'm about to go. All right. Look. All right. If you're spiritually behind in terms of like in the nose, like right now you're waking up, okay? Right now you're like, I'm addressing the people right now, okay? Let's go. I'm gonna address these people right now, okay? Right now you're waking up, and all of a sudden all this stuff is happening, and you're like, whoa, spirituality and meditation and all this cool stuff is happening. For people like that, for people like that, it's very important to really start like actually cementing yourself, okay? When I say cementing yourself, I know in the spiritual like the terminologies and stuff, like people say like groundedness is a huge, being grounded, right? Grounding is like a huge subject, right? So you want to be grounded, okay? The reason you want to ground yourself is because in spirituality you tend to float off in space because you got all these ideas and stuff like that, but you don't do shit with it. You don't actually like, you're not grounded here in this reality. That's why I don't like the fact that like people and people do what people do, so I ain't judging. I'm not trying to come on here and pretend like, you know, like I know everything, and like honestly, like people do what people do, and I do my best not to judge or anything like that, because I could give a fuck. I'm focused on me, okay? I'm focused on me. That's all I'm on right now. But somebody else, right? I be seeing different like spiritual like groups and stuff like that, and like getting together and like doing all this like this healing work, which is very powerful. And if anything, if you're new to the spiritual like whole movement and stuff, I would suggest for you, okay? So I'm addressing y'all now, okay? So the new spiritual people, I would address like y'all to like really get into the know-how, bro. Start meeting other spiritual individuals. Start tapping in, bro. Start getting into these communities and see what people are actually about. Who's been meditating for a while? People who've been doing yoga and all this stuff, and like really like doing some plant medicine and doing all this shit. Like people who've been in it, bro, for a minute. Get around those people. Get around people who are like, you know what I mean, like spiritually like more developed than you. Because in order to develop yourself and move to the route where you want to go, it's critical that you actually have like a grounding, like understanding of spirituality as a whole, and that would mean being around other people who are already like with it. But if you're already like been meditating for a while and you've already been doing your stuff, this is probably not going to be as important for you. Because for me, I've been to myself for the past few. I've been to myself. Okay, I ain't been around many people. I've been to myself, like going within, like here alone. That's me. So I've been meditating for like years now. I've been on spiritual. I've been taking different plant medicines for a year now. I've been on it, bro. I've been developing myself. I've been learning psychology, philosophy. I've been into it. Okay, so regardless of where you're at, I'm gonna bring it all back home for all the groups. Regardless of where you're at in your spiritual journey, if you're brand new, if you're just now starting, and or you're old soul and you've been into spirituality, right? Regardless of where you're at, okay. All right, I'm gonna be talking like a Sagittarius right now. Boom, boom, boom. Like real for real. Like you need to broaden your hemisphere for just a second to understand this. You gotta shoot your hold on, what's the fuck is going on? Let me just fix that. Okay, all right, right here. You gotta step into different perspectives, okay? And this is very important for very established individuals as well who've been meditating, doing all the spirituality stuff for a while. It's even more important for y'all, because some of y'all like really like tied in with your own like y'all call yourself spiritual and stuff, right? But a lot of like some people call themselves spiritual, and I notice like they're so tied in with their own like ideas and their beliefs, and the fact of the matter is that like spirituality should allow you to kind of explore different realms of the possibilities and what you could do and ways you could think and ways you could be. You feel me? Like you can't, like if you are just being you and you think okay, if you, like okay, having your ego is important. Okay, all right, let's go right here. Having your ego is important right here, but at the same time, there is a spiritual ego, and you got to be very careful of that shit, because your spiritual ego can keep you from diving into different perspectives and having a new like an open mind. Like Bruce Lee said, Bruce Lee said, like, be like water. Be like water, son. Be like water. You gotta be adaptable with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be open. Gotta be open, okay? Open vessel, like you know nothing, like you're a fresh fucking cup of water, bro. You can't get too attached to your spiritual ego, because you ain't shit. When you die, bro, like when you die, your body dies, right? You leaving. So don't get so attached to your spiritual ego, because damn, bro, there's so many things you gotta learn, so many things you gotta experience. Alright, so there's like a quote somewhere, and it goes like this: a wise man learns way more from a fool than he does from another wise man. Basically, that quote in itself is basically trying to say, like, everyone has something to teach you. Everyone is essentially source energy expressing itself, bruh. A murderer, a psychopath, a fucking rapist is the same expression of that source energy. So you can't be like in your spiritual ego thinking like you're above people, bruh. You gotta like humble yourself down and bring yourself down to like the truth and the fundamentals of reality, which is like everyone, no matter what the fuck you think of them, no matter what ideas you got of anyone, bro, everyone, okay, alright fam? So alright, everyone has their like own like life they've lived. They got their own like ideas of the world. They got their own like experiences, and you can't trump that shit with your spiritual ego, because you awaken and you woke. So that's why, like, and this is me, like, this is my wisdom right here talking, okay? This is my wisdom of like actually like talking to different people, trying to like making these videos right here, you know, trying to help my family awaken and stuff like that. Different like members of my family, different friends and people and like acquaintances and job people in different jobs jobs that I've worked, right? Different places, y'all. Different places, fam. Different places I've encountered different people through all these different things I've done. I've learned that your spiritual ego, basically, like it'll grasp onto wherever you are at. It'll grasp onto you so like if you're not careful, it can grasp onto you like real good to the point where wherever you go, you got the spiritual ego with you. And whatever you do, you're basically like operating from that modality. Your whole life is operating from that spiritual ego. So what that basically means is you gotta be very careful with that spiritual ego, because if you get trapped into that spiritual ego, which I notice so many spiritual people get sucked and trapped into that spiritual ego, bro. Like, you need to like stop being around. Okay, now this is for the people who've been spiritual for a minute. If you're trying to understand the world and really like grow yourself, right? And you realize that you kind of been doing the same thing for years and years and years and years for repetition. All right, you gotta change shit up. It's time to It's time to change it up, fam. You know, if you keep come on, like, this is common sense right here. All right, if you keep doing the same thing you've been doing, you're gonna get the same result. So what you got to be doing is something else that you never tried before. That doesn't just mean physically. That also means mentally. You got to go places intellectually that you've never been before. Just because you're not aware of it, you're not too sure of it, or just because you don't know about it, that's probably the main reason why you should go there, to kind of investigate. Be that detective to understand the world and different people, to bring it home. And that's like, I know my astrology birth chart. I study my own astrology. I study my numerology. I read up on it regularly, and most importantly, I'm growing my understandings and my overstandings of astrology and what it is and the sciences of it. Every day I'm learning something new about it. So it's like astrology has taught me so much about who I am and who in different like aspects of people. And I'm able to understand people in general way better because of astrology. So, alright, so I'm gonna continue. Like, I already told y'all in the beginning of this video, I shoot my shots everywhere and I bring it home, okay? So, to bring it home again, like, when you go down these different places within your mind intellectually, not only your mind but physically as well, okay, right? Both of them, okay? Intellectually and physically as well as spiritually. When you go to these different places and you experience these different like modalities of consciousness, because that's basically what they are, son. They're modalities of consciousness that you're experiencing, okay? So when you're tapping into these different modalities of consciousness, you're gonna get different like thoughts. You're gonna feel different things that you never felt before. You might have never felt before, or you might have felt before, and it relates to way back to your childhood or your past, and it brings up a certain memory. And you're like, whoa, what's going on? Like, this is like it's enhancing your you're basically growing as a spiritual being. Because, all right, and right now I'm getting into this is where the juiciness comes in, fam. Right now I was getting to the juiciness of it. So you incarnated into this life as a spiritual being to evolve. You didn't, like, you chose the vessel you'd be in, you chose the circumstances, you chose all of this. How do I know that? Well, because it makes sense after a while of meditating. Think about it. Think just entertain this real quick, okay? Because, all right, so if you didn't choose, right? If you didn't choose your life, the people you'd see, the family you would have, if you didn't choose any of that, how do you explain all the coincidences that happen in your life? And we've already like addressed it so many times. There's basically like, do you really still believe in coincidences? How the fuck does science explain coincidence, right? So that's a good question that you might want to investigate for yourself. And in fact, I might do some research on that to see if there's any new research on that. Like, if y'all, can science still explain coincidence? I don't know. But science is important. It's important to know science and stuff, and study on different sciences and stuff like that, because science is crucial. But science has been raided and hijacked by people who don't necessarily want to use science to promote the evolution of consciousness for all beings. Because the people who run up this matrix right here, okay? The people who run up this matrix, they're essentially using all the ideologies, all the main understandings of humanity to enslave most people on the planet, okay? They're using science, they're using technology, they're using different business, right? Like they're using psychology, basically they're using astrology. They're using all these different parts of consciousness. You feel this? You really like getting this right now? There's different aspects of consciousness. You feel me? You feel me? There are different aspects of consciousness. These different things. Okay, so when you're traveling to these different places, right? You're traveling to these different places, right? You're actually you're experiencing different forms of consciousness, but also through your own beingness, you're evolving because you came here to experience something as a spiritual being, to evolve. Think about this for a second. If you're still not getting this, I'm gonna make another point right now. Okay, if you're still not getting it, I'm gonna make another point. Okay, all right. Think about it this way, right? What about all the mistakes you made in your past, in your childhood? What about all the things that you failed on? Alright, now think about that real quick. Think about sitting here right now watching this video, okay? Like, think about it that way. All those different experiences as you went through to grow, and you're here now. Have you or have you not evolved from that? For example, are you still making those same mistakes that you already learned from? Whether you're consciously always learning or not, that's besides the point, which you should be, by the way. You should always be learning from any situation, from any person. Always. You should always be learning, because learning is the way you tap into your source energy, because by learning, you are actually growing, you are actually evolving. But you can get stuck in this too, because people can start learning just intellectually, and you're missing the point, fam. It's mind, body, spirit alignment. You gotta learn through the other paradigms as well. You gotta tap in physically too. You gotta see what you can do with this vessel. What can I do as a warrior, as a person who practices martial arts? And I mixed it up. I do my own form of martial arts. Bruce Lee created martial arts, fam. He was exploring. He was innovative. You feel? So I don't necessarily like look at any martial art and just like go on at all that. And that's like I'm like this Tai Chi master, or like I'm this jujitsu master. Like I do like everything I like, and I bring it home to me, my spirit. I let my body express. Okay, so why am I saying that? I'm basically saying that to say that I also practice. I don't just evolve mentally and intellectually by learning things. No, bro, you gotta do the other stuff too. You can't just get stuck in one way. You feel? Okay? And then spiritually, when you're spiritually tapped in as a spirit, right? As a form of consciousness, you evolve through the mind-body trifecta. You evolve through the whole pyramid of the way you build your castle, to build your life. So right now, sitting watching this video, you building your life constantly. You might be learning certain perspectives, or you might not even like learning, bruh. You probably already know most of the stuff I'm already saying, because it's already within you, but you never heard it said like this, in this way, in this time, in this specific. Like with everything that's happening in the world, so like certain things are clicking with you, certain lessons and experiences you've had, certain things that might be clicking with you as I'm saying, as you're hearing me talk right now, okay? So, with all of this happening, you have an option and a choice, fam. I'm about to turn this right here. You have an option and a choice. Your option and your choice in this life is to choose whether you want to evolve wholeheartedly or not, okay? Because when you're exploring these different aspects of who you are going to, like when you're going to different places mentally, physically, spiritually, right? When you're going to these different places to evolve, what you're doing is you're tapped into your source. And why can you? All right, I want to say it like this. I'm about to bring it all the way back home. We're gonna wrap this up because we're about to hit about 20 minutes right here. We're about to wrap it all the way back home, okay? Let me set this down real quick because I gotta get into this, okay? Yeah, bro, like this, man. I get ideas all the time. I get constant ideas, and I'm always learning something about something, bro. Every time, every day, I'm waking up. I'm on my stuff. I'm in my deep bag, pulling shit out, like tricks I never done before, and I'm just pulling sick. I'm like a goddamn like, like I don't know, man. I'm still learning, bro. I gotta bring it home right now for y'all though. Hold on. So alright, so you're going to these different places, right? Right now it's very important to go to these different places mentally, physically, and spiritually to really get all these different ingrained aspects of yourself, to bring it home, to establish who you are going to be by the end of 2020, going into 2021 to 2023 to 2028, going into the rest of your incarnation into this life. You feel? Because every time I wake up in the morning, my dreams, what I've downloaded from my dreams, are so like lit up in my subconscious mind that something in my spirit always guides me to do this today, to do that today. Oh, let me learn about this today. I'm not even basically doing anything. It's like my spirit's kind of just here witnessing the movements and the motions of the flow, and I'm just the observer of it, like, oh. And that's not like anything complicated to understand, but if you haven't felt it before, if you don't know it, then it's time to really develop yourself as a master of principles, as a master of yourself, to explore, to investigate, to analyze, to interpret, to break down, to theorize, to create all these different elements of yourself to fruition, into manifestation. For example, right now me making this video, I'm creating a certain aspect of myself as I'm making this video by manifesting it into the physical material world by using my motherfucking throat chakra and using pretty much all my chakras, really. But like, you know, if you like, so like it's like I'm tapped in to something greater, and I'm not even like, I'm very aware of everything that I'm doing, but at the same time it's like I'm not even doing it. I'm the doer and the non-doer. I'm going to these different places, I'm traveling to different places, but at the same time it's like I'm watching a goddamn movie, so I'm not really doing anything. It feels so effortless is basically what I'm trying to say. At the same time, life isn't always butterflies and fucking grapes and everything is good, fam. You go through a lot of like difficult things, but if you learn anything from spirituality and tapping in and evolving, it's to be the witness of it all. So even when things get hella hard, it's to be the witness of it all. Okay? It's easier said than done. It's harder to actually apply these things and do them. I understand that. And that's why I'm making this video, because I think that people could be doing so much more than what they currently are. I could be doing way more than what I currently am, but that's exactly why I'm making this video, because every time I get that thought, I'm like, oh, well, why don't I? Why don't they? They can. So that's why, like, I have this written down right here. I'm about to show you right now. I can, I must, I will. It's kind of scratched out, but you can see it right there. It's on my little whiteboard calendar. I can, I must, I will. You can repeat that to yourself like a goddamn mantra and basically manifest different parts of your being into fruition, into reality. So if you want to... Okay, I'm about to say something hella cool, bro. The other day, I got paid from something I didn't even do, from nowhere. I got money from nowhere, literally like that. I looked at my bank account, I was like, where does money come from? I don't know. All I know is that I've been tapping in to wealth, the vibrational frequency of wealth and money, okay? I've been consciously meditating upon it. I've been speaking it into my water, for example. You do all these different... All right, I speak into my water, right? I talk to my water. I set the vibrational frequency of my water. All right, hold that thought right there, okay? I do that. Okay, and then over here, I do that, and then over here, I'm doing some research about the different houses of astrology, because astrology gets hella deep. So there's houses in astrology. So I'm looking up like the first house, the second house, and so my sun sign is in this sign, like my sun sign is in Sagittarius, but or I'll say like my Mercury is in like Scorpio, because that's what it is. My Mercury is in Scorpio, so I think like it's fascinating as fuck. But all right, so the point I'm trying to make is like I don't remember what the house my Scorpio is in Mercury, but basically like whatever. These are different houses. So that right there, that's one aspect that I went to. All right, I went to this little experiment what I do with my water, and I do it. It's not even an experiment because I started experimenting. I started just being it. I just normally do it now. I don't even think about it. I do it all the time. I do it with my tea. I do it with my water. I do it with anything, bruh. Anything, literally. Like even with the food I eat, I'm like blessing the food as I'm eating it. I'm looking at it. I'm like grateful for it. I'm like speaking like what I want out of the food, like health and stuff like that, and then boom, I manifest health into my life just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Now all of a sudden I have a regular sustainable diet that I eat. Alkaline, plant-based, and I'm strong. What the hell is protein? Like, you feel? Like, alright, I'm gonna make more videos on alkaline plant-based diet because it is powerful, bro. It changed my life. It's been changing my life, okay? That's another thing right here. I learned about Dr. Sebi, alkaline plant-based diet, and then I started implementing, I started experimenting. We went there. We went here into the water thing, okay? And then we went there to the astrology thing, right? And then we went over here, right in front of me, right here. We went to... Oh, shit, what did I just say? What did I just say, bro? I just fucking lost my train of thought right there. Oh, shit, bro, my handkerchief just fell off. Hey. Hey, I'm just having a blast, bro. Just traveling, okay? So, alright, so... So we got the water thing. We got the astrology thing. Okay, so and then we went to right here. We went to there we go, Dr. Sebi. Boom. Okay, we went to Dr. Sebi, alkaline plant based, right? I can name more and more examples, but let's just stick to these right now. Water, astrology, Dr. Sebi, alkaline plant based. These three things. I went to different places. For example, and I brought it back home. Within my being, I know different things, different aspects of reality, different aspects of myself and being that makes me a better person involved. Because I'm evolving in my health, I'm evolving in my my knowingness of myself, okay? Because know thyself, Egyptian terminology, get with it, start learning, look at these ancient cultures. And I'm gonna make different videos on it, trust that. I like these vlogs right now because I can bring so many like foundational principles to the surface, into the understandings, into your mind, to get my mind into out here. That's why I love making these like basic foundational videos, because they're powerful as fuck to me, because I get to do something I've never done before, which is make this kind of video. That's another thing. That's the fourth thing I didn't mention. So I said the other three things. The fourth one is making this video. So I'm going here now. Is it clicking? Is it clicking? Is it making sense now? I'm going here. I'm going there. I'm going here. I'm going there. I'm going here. And I'm bringing it all home. Okay? Because I'm not really making this video. I'm almost like watching a movie as I'm making this video. It's really interesting. It's really fucking interesting. I didn't even mention other stuff I do. I do so... Sagittarius, you feel like I shoot my arrows, man. I go places. That's me, though. You know what I mean? Start looking into your birth chart, okay? Let's bring it home right now. Let's bring it home. Look into your birth chart to establish who you are going to be. In 2020, awakening, because Mercury is in Scorpio right now for everyone. That's what the planetary alignment is for Mercury. And it's in retrograde, meaning it's going to be in Scorpio for this whole month. So, alright, that one little aspect of astrology that you could understand will help you throughout the month to find yourself, to become better, to evolve, okay? Astrology goes deep and it involves everything. Dude, I'm so like interested into astrology. Like, I know I'm on the... like at this point right now, I'm on the surface layer of a lot of stuff, but every day I'm going deeper. Every day I'm going deeper about what I'm passionate about, what I'm interested in, what serves me, what helps me evolve. Astrology helps me evolve every time. How couldn't it? Because it's based off truth. That's what this channel is about, fam. Truth. Unraveling the truth. We need to hear some fucking truth. What is the truth? That's astrology. Astrology helps you to understand, to know yourself, to know truth. And to know truth is to know infinity, is to know God, is to know the universe. Is to know everything that ever was and ever will be and ever is in the present moment. So you feel? So do your work, fam. Do your work is basically what I'm trying to say. As I say in every single video, do your work. But in this video specifically, I wanted to kind of explore these different ideas of going to these different places and bringing it back home. Because as a sun Sagittarius, I know that's what I like to do. I like to go to these different places to bring it back home. You may not like to do that, but what if you don't? How would you know if you never tried, right? How would you know? And first of all, if you're really trying to evolve and get yourself to a certain place, you need to be open-minded and to try different things and to experiment constantly. All right. So, but the main thing right now that I really want to say is for you to actually go to these different places and evolve a lot. Astrology is going to help you a lot. Not only astrology, but getting on your shit with your health and eating on a plant-based alkaline. Excuse me. Damn. Eating on a plant-based alkaline diet. Getting yourself to a place where you're when you're rooted and you're established and grounded in your spirit. Okay, so you got to do things physically like exercising to ground yourself, to get some sunlight, to get some vitamin D. Doing these different things, these different aspects of the ways you live life, these different aspects of consciousness, it'll allow you to get closer to who you are meant to be, your potential, your infinity, your magic, baby, your magic. You feel me? Your magic. So that right there, your magic, right? That's all within you. You just got to start going to these different places to find different aspects of you, consciousness, and do your best not to have any pre-notions and just try not to get too stuck in the spiritual ego, because it's a very real thing. For the people that are awakening right now spiritually, doing all this stuff, there is spiritual ego. It exists for everyone. It exists for me. It's a very real thing. I know it's very prominent in various different groups that I've been around and got the chance to kind of experience myself in. But the best thing you can do for yourself is to be heart-rooted, is to use your mind and your ideas and your abilities and your gifts to in a heart-centered way. Okay, so come at life from your heart is basically what I'm saying there. Because when you come at everything from your heart, fam, everything's better. Everything gets easier. Your life gets better. And you're less likely to fall into traps, to be honest. When you're experiencing life from your heart and you're moving from your heart, you're less likely to get trapped into different traps. That's all I'm trying to say. And we're all different. We're all unique in our own ways, but we're all from the same source of consciousness. So explore the source of consciousness is to know different aspects of yourself, is to go to different places, is to know astrology, is to fix your health and actually eat the foods that keep you electric and vibrating at a high frequency, is to get the sunlight that is natural and is meant to be all over you. Sunlight needs to be all over you in your private parts, in your legs, fam, everywhere. Let sunlight breathe. In parts of the world, people walk around naked. Here in America, we don't do that shit. Then we might have nude beaches or something like that, but I don't know of any near me up here in Dallas. But hey, you might have one near you. But hey, I still find my little private places where I can undress and just be in the sun. And I'm gonna have some videos on the sun, because trust that, sun is everything, fam. Sun is everything. That's part of my discipline, to be in the sun. But if I don't get sunlight, my whole day is fucked up. If I'm not sitting in the sun for a long extended period of time throughout the day, my day's fucked up, for real. Some days I actually go without being in the sun, but it's most of the time, dog, I'm waking up. It's my disciplines. It's sunlight. It's let me walk. Walking, it's a form of exercise, okay? It gets your mind flowing, and then I'll walk and I'll talk to myself and I'll think of different stuff, and it's all this stuff. I'll get it out. I'm like my own therapist. You feel? It's like I'll do these different things, I got so many things to do, so many things I do to help me evolve, and the best thing you could do for yourself is to explore these different these different things you could do for yourself. This video's getting kind of long. I'm a hope that this was as specific as I could make it, because like I said, I'm kind of all over the place sometimes. I try to do my best to bring it home to the specific point. The specific point of this video is to go to these different places. So like, share this with someone who can use it, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think if you've been watching thus far, and thank you for listening, and having your own process and your own interpretation of listening to my perspective and hearing me out. So thank you for doing the work and showing up to class. So, but hey, above all though, you don't need me. It's you. I'm here to help you, okay? I'm here to help you discover your truth and your magic, and you already know it. So let's get with it, fam. Let's stop wasting time. Time is now. Time is now to really get with it. You feel? All right. So one last thing I'm gonna say is, don't forget to slow down at times, and to really, when it's time to take action, when it's time to get into the movements of the things, get with it. It's a time to slow down. It's time to get in it. Feel? My Mars today is popping, fam. I got my Mars is also in retrograde, Aries, and my numerology, my Mars today has just been popping. That's my planet of the day. It's crazy, bro. I've been fucking aggressive as shit. Different aspects though. I'm gonna end it here. I was here before. I'm here now. And I'll damn straight be here after. Take care of yourself. I love you. Love yourself too. Peace. Money moves. Grounded in the truth. Learn. Grow. Evolve every day. Music on the way. You can feel this shit is strange. My energy is coming. Something else is buzzing. Peace out.